Welcome to Mountain Brook Farm. My name is Wade Belter, and I would like to talk to you about a Howland Lop rabbit that we have who is showing signs of head tilt. And this is our treatment for what is happening right now. So today is day 2 of giving the fenbendazole liquid Safeguard, the suspension, to Denmark. And I think that he seems to have less distress today, but you can see that that curvature in his body is still happening. His body wants to pull itself down and twist. So I physically held him and moved him back into the correct position, and he continues to come back to the same twisted position. I'm giving Denmark 6 mils of liquid Safeguard, the suspension, the dewormer for goats, the fenbendazole. I'm giving him 6 milliliters right now, and that's the small syringe there. That large syringe is what we need to use when we feed him, because right now he's on critical care. He's not able to eat rabbit pellets from what I've been able to see so far, so we are doing all hand feedings to keep liquids and fluids going in him. And I just do that often throughout the day and into the evening, and then just start again the following day. Critical care is a supplement for herbivores that are in need of being hand fed, and I'm using this with Denmark right now. You need to have that large syringe in order to be able to get some of the hay particles that are in it, because you use one scoop to like a cup of water. You don't need much, and you mix that up, and then you just draw it up in the syringe and give it. Well, you've got to have that really large syringe, and then you got to be able to use your thumb to administer that. So just trying to get the whole hand feeding down to where we're getting what he needs to have in him. I'm going to give him some Benebac also. So I am looking at Denmark, and what I want to do is I want to physically take him and move him into a normal position and just see how he is to being handled and how his stability is, because yesterday he was really falling down and losing his balance, and he seems to be less miserable today, but he really can't control his body twisting. So I'm just physically moving him and handling him and positioning his head to where it should be, and he pulls it right back into a head tilted wry neck situation. I'm watching this here with you all. Okay, so move your hand and what? The magic of camera, I guess. Well, look, he's basically laying down. He's got his head twisted. I mean, he's basically laying flat in a twisted position. So it's a really difficult thing to work with, the whether this is the cuniculi parasite that is causing the brain swelling to, or something is happening with his brain to cause the neurology to behave this way. He doesn't have that vestibular balance that a normal rabbit would have. So the importance of being able to hand feed critical care, which can be purchased by Amazon, and that's made by Oxbow. That's what we're doing. We're giving Denmark critical care, and you need to have the large syringe. You got to have one of those large syringes on hand because you're not going to be able to get the critical care as a powder of vitamins and nutrients, and it's got actual hay in it. So once you add that to water, it's kind of thick. You can't get it through a syringe. In fact, what I find myself doing is just taking the syringe and just skimming off the top layer of water and then just feeding that because you really can't get those particles through there. It gets stuck and then you end up over exploding or something. So let's take a look here and see how Denmark responds to being moved around. I think I had picked him up and I had handled him, and then I put him back into his pen and left him, and now I'm coming back and checking on him. He can rotate his head, but he really doesn't have the ability to straighten it out. And I'm concerned about him being able to eventually drink his own water because so far he's not getting his own water that I can tell. He's relying solely on the hand feedings for fluid right now. So the litter pan there just ended up being the place where you can crash. That is in his Avituven is what it is. It's an Avituven rabbit hutch. And I have several litter boxes in there. But that one right there is just kind of containing him. And so far, he's manageable in there. It's got him right in front of the water, and I can put a little bowl of pellets in there. This is a check on him later. So this is after having been handled, and now he's in and totally crashed on his side, totally flopped. It's so crazy to look in there and see him because I wonder, is he still alive? You have to reach in there and check. Say a little prayer each time. And he just perks up. I didn't put the rabbit pellets inside the litter box because I wanted to allow there to be as much space as possible so that Denmark could lay down and stretch out if he needed to. But if he starts looking like he is going to be needing to eat something, then I'm going to put them in there with him. But I may first just keep it full of hay. I think I'll be filling his litter box full of hay once he starts feeling a little better. I haven't filled the litter box with hay yet because I thought it'd be too much for him to have to walk around in right now when it looks like he needs to have the ability to use his mobility whichever way he chooses. So we're just waiting for him to feel better before we put hay in there.